central Wisconsin early this morning. 16 here in Madison, 17 in Boscobel. The Dells now down to 9 degrees. It is a chilly start. You'll want to bundle up the kids as they head to the bus stop. Pretty quiet day through the lunch hour. Then there is a chance for a few light rain or snow showers this afternoon with a high of 39 degrees. Have a wonderful day.
Hattie, thank you so much. So being stressed out about your savings and spending is one thing, but your financial well-being can have significant impacts on your physical health.
There's new research out that found a financial crisis can actually increase your risk of dying sooner rather than you expect. Our medical expert, Dr. Mandira Mehra from SSM Health, joins us now to talk a little bit more about this. Good morning, Dr. Mehra. Good to see you.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
So, this seems kind of logical that, financial problems would increase stress. But now there's actually empirical data that shows that it does just that, and it can kill you.
Exactly. I mean, we've known for a long time that financial stress, perhaps bankruptcy, things like this can really impact our short-term health. But this is a study of its kind that looked at over 8,000 Americans that shows it can actually impact how long we live. By about 2 decades, if they looked at 20 years, 8,000 people, it showed that 50% increase in dying sooner, which is significant. So this shows us things that it's not just short term, it's not just stress, it's not hypertension, depression. There's something more going on here. Is it that people in financial difficulties or stress are undergoing such a tough time that they're unable to get to the doctor? Perhaps they can't afford those co-pays or go to the hospital if they really need to. Or is it just a cumulative effect of all that cortisol, the depression, the hypertension, all those things we always talk about? But it's really an amazing study that needs some more follow-up.
Certainly makes watching the stock market of late somewhat more troubling, but
yes.
I don't know.
As more and more Americans and even internationally, our finances go up and down, but every time we talk about an economic crisis, now we have to say, what kind of impact is this actually having on our mental, physical health, and now our longevity?
All right, switching gears, Dr. Mehra, I know we share a deep love for coffee, and recently a judge ruled in California that there are certain warnings that need to be put on there that, God forbid, this actually causes cancer. I mean, what does this mean? Should I be drinking coffee anymore? Should I be more cautious? What does it all mean?
Right. I think this means don't put down your morning cup of coffee just yet. Let's really look at the data. Let's look at what's happening here. Let's look at the science behind it. Is coffee causing cancer? And the simple answer is no. There's no evidence that coffee is causing cancer. This is really just a matter of logistics, legal, mumbo-jumbo, those kinds of things. So there's a Proposition 65 in California which dictates that any kind of chemical or product or toxin that could be causing cancer must be disclosed. So there is a chemical called acrylamide that's produced in coffee as the coffee beans are roasted. These amounts are actually very minuscule, and this has been released by both the Coffee American Association as well as other studies. However, acrylamide in large doses, like 10,000 the amount of doses that we humans would ingest, has been given to, let's say, lab rats, and has shown to cause cancer. Again, in large doses, 10,000 times the amount of what we would consume as humans, it can cause cancer. So no need for kind of pandemonium. Don't put down that coffee. I think the fear here that the coffee companies are afraid of is not just the financial risk, but really the confusion this could cause. We've been saying for years in the medical health community, there's health benefits to drinking a reasonable amount of coffee, a couple cups a day if you don't have any predisposed medical conditions. It can ward off different types of cancers, maybe increase our life, we have cardioprotective effects. So now if we have a cancer warning on there, are we really dissuading people from drinking that cup of coffee? It's one of those things that as a doctor I worry, if we say everything's dangerous, then nothing is dangerous. I talked to a few patients about this, and patients said, well, Dr. Mehra, doesn't everything cause cancer these days? So what it does is it makes me worried for things that do cause cancer, when we talk about tobacco, when we talk about other injurious things we can do to our health. So the good news, Danica and Adam, is we don't have to put down that cup of coffee just yet. The bad news is let's see how this health ruling really affects consumers, the market, and other people if we stop drinking those coffee. It's interesting to look at the amount of coffee that's consumed in America is somewhere around 3.4 billion pounds.
Wow.
Now this outweighs South America by leaps and bounds. I mean, the whole continent. So we're obviously ingesting a lot of it. It's not that it's just good tasting, but obviously it has some properties that get us going in the morning, let us think faster, those kinds of things. So again, coffee doesn't cause cancer. We don't have any evidence of that, but this is an interesting kind of legal thing that's coming up that we need to really look at more and see how it's going to affect our everyday lives.
You have made Danica's morning and day and week and month and year. Dr. Mehra, good to see you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Good to see you. Yeah.
Your time right now is 6:25, and Facebook CEO Mark